So I'm here with my friend Todd Toback, who, as you know or may know, specializes in this esoteric area of investing called lease purchase. Todd, how exactly does a lease purchase work? How do they carry this out?
Sure. Well, in our last video, we had talked about a lease in combination with the option to purchase. What we're looking for, Reggie, is a motivated seller
Right.
who essentially has a vacant property
Okay.
and a management problem.
Got
Okay,
it.
maybe they've moved to another state, maybe they've bought another house, maybe they've been transferred, or maybe they just don't know how to manage. They're a tired landlord.
Love those.
And by the way, the tired landlord is one of my favorite people to do business with.
So how does it work? Once we find one of these folks, what happens?
Sure. Well, we come to an agreement with the seller, and we offer to lease that property from the motivated seller for a pre-agreed rent, pre-agreed purchase price, and a pre-agreed term. And we usually like as long as a term as possible, Reggie, because the longer you can control that property for a small amount of money, the more money that you can make upfront every single month and at the back end of every deal.
So what would be a desirable option period? 5 years?
5 years is a great option period.
Okay.
And if you can control a property right now for 5 years, you're going to set yourself up for some monster profits.
And then there's some other nuances, which I'm sure you'll get to at the meeting.
Absolutely.
About rent credit, down payment,
Sure.
credit towards purchase, and all those kind of things, right?
Sure, absolutely. And there's ways that we structure these deals that make them highly desirable for what I call, and for other people who are involved in this business, called the tenant buyer. And if you'd like, we can kind of go over just a sample deal right now. Is that something that you'd like to do?
Sure.
Okay.
What's something that you
Well, let's say we have a motivated seller and they have a property worth $200,000.
Okay.
Okay. They listed it with a realtor. They've haven't been able to sell it.
Sure.
And the reason why they listed it is they got tired of tenants. They were just beat up by tenants.
Okay, that happens.
$160,000 is owed on the property, so there's $40,000 worth of equity.
Not a lot of equity for guys who want to buy it and flip it. Right?
Not a lot of equity. So your rehabbers who would come in there, they wouldn't go near this property. So we come in and we offer to lease this property from the owner for 5 years for a pre-agreed rent. Let's assume that we offered $2,000 a month.
Okay.
And a purchase price of $185,000.
Okay, that's above what they owe, so we're good there.
Above what they owe, and we're not exactly stealing the property from the seller.
No, too tight for a flip, but here's a system. All those deals that are kind of in between, can't really flip them short term, can't use hard money on them, that doesn't work. This might be the way to go.
Right. Well, and briefly, one of the ways that we make money here, Reggie, is number one, we can sublease that property to one of our buyers. Okay, not for $2,000, but let's say for $2,300.
And what happens to that spread of $300?
Well, I like to keep it.
I kind of thought you might.
We put that into basically our pocket in our bank account. It's our pay for really managing this property. And we delegate the maintenance and repairs off to our buyers, so not really stuck with repair costs or vacancy issues. The people who we put in these properties, Reggie, have a buyer mentality, not a renter.
I think that's one of the keys. So if this sounds interesting to you, tying up property without a lot of cash outlay, making a little bit of monthly income from very little out, some chunk money as they call it for the option consideration when you put your tenant buyer in, these are the kind of things that might be looked into, correct?
Absolutely. And again, there's money that you can make up front and at the back end of these deals, Reggie.
Sounds fascinating. If you want to learn more, come here, Todd, Sacramento Real Estate Club. It'll be the first Wednesday in June. We'll start at about 7 p.m. See you there. Todd, thank you.
See you there.